Hello again. This is Saturday afternoon. I'm not sure what time it is. Must be late afternoon. I've come back from the market and I'm experiencing depression such that I haven't felt for years. Yeah, that's not an exaggeration. Probably for years. I just feel so shitty. Everything is black. I can't see any way out. I know I'm being negative. It'll get better. I know it'll get better. It's got to get better. But I just feel so awful. I know in the scheme of things, what I'm suffering is nothing. There are people much worse than myself. But for quite a while now, things have been good, positive, optimistic, and it's just all washed away. Why? What has caused this regression? Going back further than where I was before. It's a feeling of hopelessness. Changes in relationships. I don't know, it just feels so crushing. I'm surrounded by everything I'm surrounded by feels too much. I look out at the garden and it's just out of control. There's too much to do out there. Plus the fact I can't be out there because of being seen. All sounds irrational, but there's just shit going on inside. And then inside the house, I'm surrounded by stuff, rubbish, mess, dirt. And you might think, oh, do something about it. But this is the depression. I can't see a way to do anything about it. And I know this sounds awful. I know it's going to get better. I know I'll come out the other side. Stronger, hopefully. But at the moment, I can't see another side. Where do I go from here? And I feel so alone. I am alone. I'm technically alone for most of the next 3 weeks, with some unavoidable extended family socializing within this period. But it's bigger than that, the feeling of aloneness. I've been in the house alone before, but never felt quite so isolated. Well, again, not for many years. I am finding that I am relying more than I thought on my friend, who, for reasons not all clear to me, is giving me space, which is fine. Well, it's not fine, it's causing problems. There's also the distance from my wife, the shitty environment here, work, just all round a feeling of being trapped. But not just being trapped, the doors which allowed a glimmer of light to show a hint of optimism and a future have just inched shut, leaving this uninterrupted, unbroken gloom stretching ahead of me. I know it sounds ridiculously dramatic, and I know things will get better. I've said that 3 times now. I've got to make them get better. I was speaking this morning. I was given the advice, don't worry about the garden, just leave it. It'll do its own thing and you can recover it if you want to sometime in the future. So I will try and forget everything out there and up there and just concentrate on what's inside. There's a mountain of washing up from baking this week. All the stuff come back from the market with so many unsold loaves. What am I going to do with those? I don't know. They shouldn't have been there. I can't change that. I couldn't really talk today, and that was a real blow. Partly environment, partly company, and mostly me. I just couldn't talk. And that's this negative depression. But I am going to snap out of it. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do some washing up and try and make at least a little bit of order in the chaos that is the kitchen. I need to think about eating later, and do you know, there's no food in the house, no fresh food. I have the dilemma of next week. In theory, I have access to the hovel where I can just go and forget everything. But one of the reasons I don't want to go, well, there are several reasons I don't want to go. I'm afraid that the exclusivity is lost with the death of my sister-in-law. And that is my selfish concern in relation to her death. I have a hypnotherapist's appointment booked this week, which I will have to give up if I go to the hovel. And I've put it off twice already, and I want to do it. But if I do, that precludes going to the hovel, because I could only go there for 2 nights, and it's just not worth it. And if I do go to the hovel, am I going to miss out on opportunities to see my friend, which really are a significant motivator in my life? One of the few things that really matter to me at the moment. There is another thing around my friend and the future, and something we might do together, or she might accompany me whilst I'm doing. But that is for another video, and I don't know that I can actually make, and well, I can make it, but I don't know that I can post it. I'll have to think about that. I'd have to be very vague and use lots of euphemisms. But I'd resolved, I'm getting up, I'm smiling, and I'm doing something. So I take a deep breath, try and cast this negativity aside. Don't let the tears of self-pity take over. Get up. Do something that's going to make me feel good. So, clap my hands. Deep breath, smile, and off I go.